All right. Well, Lloyd, do you have anything you want to say before we get going here?
Well, yeah, I was glad to see Steven's plowman on again today here. I know he was on last week. I was going to give him a little time last week to talk about, maybe give a little preview of his what he's going to be presenting to us next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Get our members that are here a little taste of what's to come, to make sure that they tune in or join us live even in person.
Be happy to.
Sure. Yeah. If you can go ahead and take 5-10 minutes and whatever you do, give us a little preview. If
Okay.
you like.
Well, you're kind of hit me sudden, but I can still do it.
Okay.
For those that aren't aware, my company is Baird Business Capital and Consulting. It's a small correspondent bank, and by that we mean basically we're commercial loan officers. Right now, there's two of us. Myself and Ed Schmidt, both of us are either no hair or very gray hair type guys that have been in community banking for 40 years, and basically we're now what you might want to call us as independent commercial loan officers. We've got about 9 different lenders that we work with on a regular basis, and probably about 20 different lenders total that we've worked with over the years. I retired from Farmers and Merchants Bank back in 2014 when I hit 60. Started this company about a year later, and since then we've closed about 159 transactions. And I keep knocking on wood. I was supposed to close one yesterday, but the SBA has got some new ideas about it. So I don't know if it's going to work or not. But anyway, setting that aside, most of our work is commercial real estate or SBA type lending. We do have programs that are working capital and factoring and equipment leasing, but really we focus on commercial real estate. The benefit of us is, of course, that we put packages together. We will take them to 2 or 3 different lenders, try to find the best transaction for the client, and coordinate the closing for them. With that, this year, actually within the last 2 months, we took on 2 different new lenders for Baird Business Capital to represent them. And both of them are commercial real estate lenders. Apex is one of them, which is a division of a bank out of Philadelphia. And they specialize in smaller transactions. They'll actually go down to a loan of $25,000 for buying investment property. So they go from that low up to about 1.5 million. They have their own rules, of course, but they do have some standards that may be a little more lenient and more open than your traditional local bank in St. Louis. The other lender we took on last month was Corvest. Corvest financially is one of the largest residential multifamily non-bank lenders in the country. I can't tell you how many billions they have, but I mean, it's a very big number. And in their case, they're going to want transactions that are larger than this 25,000. I think their transactions kind of caught me off guard here, but their transactions. That's all right. Normally start at about 250,000 and go up. They will take multiple locations under a master deed of trust. Also, the nice thing about them is that they also provide lines of credit for experienced investors in commercial real estate. Those transactions, the line of credit starts at about $1 million and goes up from there. So we've tried to bring on 2 lenders who are not the traditional community banks in the St. Louis market. These are nationwide lenders. One really focuses on smaller transactions, and one focuses on fairly large transactions. So that's the basics of our presentation. I think since I've joined, we've completed 3 different transactions with members. I believe the smallest one was about 50,000, and I think the largest one was about 250,000. So that kind of gives you some background on what we've actually closed with existing members. That's the meat and the core of what I plan to talk about on Tuesday.
Okay, super. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And happy to answer any questions or comments, at this time also.
Okay. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and start? Well, we got Stephen's on here. If anybody has any questions specifically or in general about some financing they're thinking about doing or looking for. Welcome to.
I got a quick question, Stevens.
Yes, sir.
You said the one lender will go down as low as $25,000. What kind of LTVs are we looking at for? I mean, that's a real low investment property, but in the past, I have borrowed from a local bank 20,000, 25,000 a couple of times. But I was just curious what your LTV is on that.
75%.
75. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm looking over here at my cheat sheet. 70%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And of course, we do have most of our relationships are with local banks in the St. Louis market. But we wanted to specifically have 2 out-of-area lenders. Again, one focusing on smaller transactions and one on larger.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for?
I have a question here.
Sure, go ahead.
Do you lend on new construction?
Those 2 lenders will not. I have other lenders that will. The only reason I talked about them is because we signed agreements with them last month to represent them. I do have another lender, and I don't know if you're talking about residential or multifamily. So I have 2 different lenders. One only looks at like subdivision lending. The other one will do multifamily. Normally they want larger transactions, but yes.
What's the typical rate for those?
Well, I wasn't prepared for these kinds of questions, and I'd be more than happy to contact and talk one-on-one in more detail. I was just we're really thinking that we would be on the CoreVest and the Apex, but I'm more than happy to talk directly.
Okay. And that can be converted into a long-term later on?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything for Stevens? Any questions? I'm curious, Sid, have you found that there are banks and institutions outside of St. Louis that are interested in lending money in the St. Louis market?
Normally, these are non-bank lenders that will come in, or it's a bank that has established a subsidiary of the bank that specializes in these types of loans. So, for example, we have different lenders are very specific on the types of loans that they want. For example, some will only do single families. Others will do multifamily. We have other lenders that will only do mixed use type property. And again, lenders that will only do construction. So a lot of the challenge is finding out what the investors' specifications are on their individual transaction, and then going back to these multiple different lenders that we have and seeing if we can take the square peg and finding the square hole to put it in and not trying to jam it into a round hole.
Good, okay. Yeah, it saves, would save an investor a lot of time and headaches, trying to go around and shop a lot. If we got, they, can, tell you their specifications and let you do the shopping for them. That'd be great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, if nobody else has anything for Stevens, we can jump into haves and wants here. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Lloyd Allender, current president of St. Louis Real Estate Investors. And every Friday we meet here at 11. On the first Friday, we're going to have Kathy Davis from Davis and Traffic Linney LLC attorneys give us an update, ongoing update like they did during the COVID. But they're busy now since the courts are back open again. They can't sit down with us every Friday to give us an update of what the courts are doing, but they've agreed to come on the first Friday of each month and give us the latest on the court system in St. Louis County, St. Louis City, St. Charles, and Jefferson County. So look forward to hearing from her and her team on, I guess the next one will be November the 6th is the next first Friday of November. So, but until then, we're going to continue on just meeting here on Friday at 11, doing a haves and wants. If you have something real estate related, either a property you're looking to sell or a service you can offer to investors, or if you're an investor looking for a particular kind of property, it's time we can put it out here, and we have somebody, a wholesaler or somebody that's out beating the bushes. And maybe they got something in the works that they can line you up with. So anybody want to jump on here? Anybody have anything? Yes, if not, we can just anything real estate related. Any questions? We have a lot of experience here at in our network. That you got an issue that you're trying to deal with. We probably had somebody on here that has dealt with that issue before and can lend some advice or tell you what their experience was.
How do you find people who, when you're interested in a property and they property is listed as they live there and they don't?
You're saying if a property is listed?
It's not listed, but like I seen a vacant property, and when I looked it up, it said that the people live there and it's been vacant for over 10 years and got that the owner's been living there for over 10 years. I'm like, it's vacant.
That's a little unusual. It'd be still at that address, because normally I would go ahead and send a letter to the listed owner, because generally they may have just vacated it recently.
Nah, I pass it every day. It's vacant.
And if it had been turned, yeah. And the mail I think is forwarded. What it used to be a year. I don't know if they still do it that long.
It's been 10 plus years.
In 10 years, they're probably not forwarding mail anymore.
Right, because I looked to see did they owe taxes on it or something, and nope. They paying the taxes on it, but it's been vacant, boarded up for over 10 years since 2001. So that's 20 years.
Did you get the information from the county website?
Yeah.
Okay. What you may want to do for no cost, you may want to take the owner of record and then look them up on truepeoplesearch.com. Now, do the free services because they do have stuff you can buy there, but I would go ahead and I use this a lot. I would just go there and look and see if you can find out. Sometimes they will have even relatives' email addresses and phone numbers. I recently got some property that actually we've been trying to buy for many years next to ours down in Madison County, Missouri here. And it actually, we got the cell phone number of the guy and he actually wondered how we got the phone number. And he lives in Virginia, but so that you may try that, it may be some help. There's a lot of paid stuff you can get off that site, but I don't use anything paid unless it really benefits me. I use all free stuff. So that's something you might try. TruePeopleSearch.com.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard there are some other sites too that do that kind of called skip tracing or whatever. And but no, that's probably a good one. If John uses it and has success.
Now, what about if a property is owed on taxes and the county will not budge on how much to get? I mean, because I seen a property that's like over 300,000 the county want on back taxes, and they ain't budging.
County of Missouri, I mean, the county of St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're about the worst ones to deal with in Missouri. Everybody else, a lot of them will negotiate. Some of them will let you make bids. Some of them give you portions. I know counties, I bought properties where they'll take the 5 years of back taxes and then divide it and you pay, by 25% is all you got to pay. So every county beats to its own drummer. St. Louis County, I don't buy anything from St. Louis County. I just deal with people. So
Wow.
that's just how they are. That I argued with them back in 2007 when they only had 700 properties they owned for back taxes. And the last I looked, they had over 2,800 a few years ago. I don't even look anymore because they're just unrealistic, in my opinion. Unless you go to the sales and go through all their stuff, which personally I don't do. I just want to buy over the counter from the counties themselves in that particular situation. But that's what I know about St. Louis County. I'm not the authority on them though, because I don't deal with St. Louis County.
Would the assessor be able to help?
Not on negotiations.
Uh,
Nope, that's a collector or treasurer. What they don't. St. Louis County is just different, than every other county in Missouri. All the other 114 counties will almost deal with you or not. They'll just tell you up front. But St. Louis County will just drag you along. So
I can either go to pay the 300,000 or nothing.
the best thing to do in my opinion, with St. Louis County, what I've done a lot is you deal with the people before the county takes it over. There's 3 year. It's a process in Missouri. There's 3 years of back taxes. Or third year tax sale, and then then the county takes it over, which is 5 years of back taxes.
The county got it now.
Well, once the county gets it, you got to deal with the county. If you can catch it before the county owns it, that's the very best time, according to what I've done. And you can deal with the people directly. Even if you get them to sign over the stuff, the taxes don't go away, and you can't negotiate with St. Louis County. But what you can do is you can get it from the people, and you can still deal with it. What I've done now is I've resold some of the properties and not paid the taxes. I used to pay all the taxes when I got properties that way, but what I do now is I let the new owners pay it. I just market the properties. You got to fix it up and you need to pay the taxes. But that's
okay.
That's my strategy I use now.
Okay. Contact the owners.
Yes, the owners, and that's where you go back to True People Search. I use that a lot just to find them. Now, sometimes you end up going down a rabbit hole and you'll never get anywhere. But that's, you're going to do, if you do things that nobody else will do, you'll get the deals. I mean, that's just my experience. I find deals that nobody else looks for doing that kind of stuff.
It's owned by a property company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Google them.
Okay.
See if you can find out. I mean, there's things you can look at the Secretary of State's, depending on if they're locally owned or not, Missouri owned. There's ways you can look some of the stuff up. Sometimes you just don't find anything though, but that's a good way to find them though, is just look for the owners and just, go look on some other sites.
Okay.
It may help, may not.
Guys, it's a vacant mobile home park.
Mm.
So that's why it's so much money, because there's so many lots.
Well, in the St. Louis County owns it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but I've been looking at it for a moment because I want a mobile home park, and everybody else mobile home park was up and running. And the next bed is St. Charles, and I don't want to go that far.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Out. Okie dokie.
All right. Well, good luck to you. And let me know if you need any help
Yeah.
with anything. I don't, I could give you a couple tips. That's all I know is what I've done.
All right, what's your info?
Yeah, here, I'll put just send me an email is the best way. We can talk by phone, but I am right now, I probably wouldn't answer, but I'll call you back. So let me just give you my email. That's quickest way.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yep, there you go.
The dealionaire at
Mhm.
gmail.com. Okay.
That's correct. Mhm.
The millionaire was taken.
No, don't want no millionaire stuff. Millions come and go, but deals are always there. You got to find them.
Man.
John knows how to make the deals work. You
Ah,
find them and make them work. So, anybody else got anything?
Hi, guys.
Yes, Eric, go ahead.
I'm looking for the exterior painter.
Exterior painter.
Uh-huh.
Today is probably not a good day to be painting, so you probably find some painters at home. They might answer the phone because it's kind of drizzly out here in St. Charles. See, I can give you my contact of I've got a painter. Anybody else got a painter they could recommend? I think I recommended to somebody last week, but look him up again here.
Yeah, I think you recommended Mark Nichols. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, yes, right.
I think I called and left a message and never heard from him.
Okay, well, you might not. He's pretty busy.
Yeah. And I think I've got a place that's in Maplewood that I'm in the midst of getting a deal with. They were probably better than two other ones. I think it's Beckner Painting. Let me look that up again here.
Yeah, you got somebody that's pretty reasonable.
Well, they seem more reasonable. I'm in the middle of trying to get a deal with them myself. Beckner Paint, 646-7000. I guess I'll have to type it in here.
Yeah, I'll put mine in there too. It's Mark Nichols.
I'd gotten about 10 to a dozen referrals, and half the people never called me back. And two that did call back were higher than Beckner, and I thought they were exorbitant in their prices. I think they were charging as much as more than $250 a window, where I thought a couple years ago somebody was quoting me $25 a window. So it was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So you need to, if you can, try to get at least 3 bids, so you're not getting overcharged. But Beckner was cheaper than the other 3 or 4 that had actually given me some information. But they may be on the outs now with the weather getting colder and it being wet. Some of them, I think Beckner at one point had said they were like 14 winks behind a couple months ago when I first started talking to them.
Mhm.
If that goes into December, they can't really do much in December, January, or February for the most part. They may have to wait till March or later, depending on how the weather is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting kind of late in the season for exterior stuff.
Hey, Lloyd, I have a question.
Yes, Joan, go ahead.
Yeah, I have it's actually probably better for Kathy, but it's with the ERAP. And maybe you guys have gone through this. It's been going on since about April. We were running along fine. And about 2 months ago, ran into a hitch where the tenant also included her utilities in the application with the ERAP. Now she stopped responding. And I'm not sure if I need to just go and sue just to get, and since then I've sold the building, so I'm no longer her current landlord. But she owes for about 6 months rent. So has anyone ever sued outside of ERAP, or have you gone in as a landlord and gotten any action?
No, you're in St. Louis County.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody had any experiences with getting assistance from that program in St. Louis County?
Sounds like ERAP won't divide it either. They won't just do a landlord case and a utilities case since she filed it that way. They said they give them 10 days, but it's been 2 months.
In 2 months, and the tenant hasn't responded to the
Right.
request. Okay. Yeah, that might be a good question for Kathy. I'm sure you could probably get,
Yeah, and the moratorium's been lifted for evictions.
yeah, I believe all the moratoriums are up and been lifted now.
All right. Yeah, I'm wondering if I have to go into small claims. Since I'm no longer her, I wouldn't go for eviction.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Kathy could probably be the best one to give you
Yeah, I could give her a call.
a recommendation.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I see we got another Alex also left a painting reference there in the chat for Eric. And also Eric left his information. Eric's a wholesaler. He's looking for, along with the paint, he wants to buy ugly houses or a single family or duplexes with owner financing. Okay. Anybody has anything they want to sell? Eric is a guy to call. 314-266-1210. Eric Rusnick.
And for what it's worth, I got reminded yesterday that back in April, we were supposed to start doing 10-digit phone dialing. And supposedly after the end of this month, which is, about 16 days from now, the phone companies, unless you dial the 314 or 636 area code that most of us are in before the phone number, it won't go through. So they also suggested that you have to reset all your contacts or whatever else. Even some people with the Lifeline button have to add the area code in, or it won't work by then. 10-digit dialing. Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been kind of doing that by default, just because a lot of people call are outside of the 636 area code where I am. It's just kind of gotten into a habit, gotten me into a habit already. But yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, if you got some of your, I'd have to go through my contacts and see. I might have some old ones that just have 7 digits.
What's the wholesaler number again?
314-266-1210. It's Eric.
All righty, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Got another topic I want to delve into today? If not, I guess we can kind of close things down here. I did want to thank Stevens for coming on today here, give us a little preview. Sorry about that, Gail. Didn't give you a heads up ahead of time.
Happy to do it. Enjoyed it.
But yeah, no, I'm glad you did. He's going to be here on next Tuesday, October the 19th at 6:30. And talking on that the topic he hit on today here, telling us about what his business does, what they can do for you. Meeting at the Moolah Shriners, our new facility. If you haven't been there, if you weren't at last month's reading, it's a beautiful facility and a lot of space to spread out, a lot of room for social distancing. Plus, we also had for sale some great buys on educational materials. We had two of our older members that were kind of downsizing their business, and they donated tons of educational material. So some with all the books and pro programs with CDs and DVDs. So, and we had some great buys. They were passing along at pennies on the dollar. As John pointed out, he's paid thousands of dollars for some of those programs. I have paid over $1,000 for some of those programs too. And the materials are out now, and there's most of it is just as relevant as it is a few years back when it was made, or it was over 10 years ago. It's still very relevant today. So it's a lot of good materials, and we're offering it at super prices. And then we also had a free table too. If you don't want to pay anything, then it's free. But and basically we're just putting a very low price on it, so somebody doesn't come in, oh, this is great, and just clean the table off and go try to sell it on eBay or something. So just keep people honest and get it to people that are really interested in the material. So
it looks like Rick Harmon has a comment here. Need a lawyer, title company that knows investor problem. Can you unmute yourself, Rick, and tell us what you're talking about here?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm kind of new to the game, and everybody's telling me that I need to have a lawyer to look at contracts and need a title company that knows what wholesalers go through so that they do the titling the proper way.
Well, what are you trying to do right now? I mean, do you have a deal that you're working on? Or are you just trying to set stuff up, or where exactly are you right now, Rick?
I'm trying to set stuff up because I've been told that you got to do this first and you got to do that first. And
first thing you got to do is find a deal. I'll tell you that. And then you can worry about the details. That's about how it works. If you got a deal, the money and everything will come to you. You'll figure it out. You can set all this stuff up, but I know a lot of times we set a lot of stuff up that, we ended up not using. And I'm not, I don't want to discourage you from doing it, because you need to do as much due diligence as you can. But you really, if you're just going to be a wholesaler and you're wanting you're just wanting to make some money on a deal, you can kind of probably let somebody else that's buying it from you worry about that. Investor's title is real good in St. Louis for dealing with that kind of stuff. If I'd use a very basic contract is what I would do, an assignment, and then assign it to another wholesaler or buy and hold, or whoever you're selling it to. That's kind of where I would start, without getting in too many details, with making it complicated, because it's easy to get complicated. But it's that's just anybody else got anything you want to say about that? I mean, that's just kind of how I look at it.
Well, I did, Eric, about an attorney. Eric left Roger Wallach's phone number on there. He's probably using them, and Roger's a member of our group also. His number is 314-308-2900. Roger Wallach, Wallach. He's very familiar with real estate and what we do as real estate investors. And I don't think I saw him last month at our in-person meeting, but he shows up quite frequently there.
okay, sounds good.
And I use Investor's Title too, like John said there. It's in their name. That's why I started dealing with them. And they've been very, very investor friendly.
That investor side?
Pardon?
That investor side, SIDE?
No, investors title,
Investors title.
investors title company. Yeah, and they got offices all over. I do business with one in St. Charles County, but they've got multiple offices around the, St. Louis city and county.
They've been here maybe 40 years. I mean, investors, they've been here a long time.
I've been dealing with them for probably close to that, over 30 years, I know. I don't know how long they were around before then, but you're right. They've been around a while.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, glad to be of help. Anybody else got anything? Last comments? If not, I guess we'll close it up for today. You got any parting words, John? Yeah.
Thank you. See you Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Thank you for
Again here
tuning in.
next Friday. Thanks for coming.
Good seeing you, Mike.
Glad I made it in this time.
Thank you.